Hi, I'm Caroline and I'm well into a Morocco intrepid tour with a bunch of newfound friends. In my last vlog we toured Fes with a guide, hitting up the main attractions like the tanneries, palace, schools, fonduques. This video of Fes is very different as we navigate the labyrinthine streets on our own, armed with only a tiny map from a guidebook and facing the challenges of no phone signal and the elusive Petit Taxis. The minibus has just come to pick us up to take us back to the new town, which is where our hotel is, and there is a small group of us who've decided to stay put in the Medina. So we are now winging this without any of our guides, and I think we're just going to go and have a little bit of fun and see how lost we get in this labyrinth of a city.
Okay, but they're not living anymore.
No, yes, they're already dead, yes, yeah.
Hang them up and take the blood out of it. Heavy drop that.
So it takes them 45 days to raise a chick that's about like 50 grams to a 2.5 kilogram chicken, which they keep in there and then slaughter here.
We keep on walking ourselves right out to the very edge of the Medina because we keep on coming across vehicles, and we're just trying to, between a Lonely Planet guide map, some already downloaded Google Maps, and really patchy GPS because of all of the buildings, just trying to work out how to get to somewhere of any kind of interest. After walking through several very quiet residential streets, feeling very lost, we've stopped up for a quick refresh with some coffees and smoothies, and we've walked all of about 30 seconds and we are back in the thick of the action again. Blue gate. Oh, is that not the blue gate? No?
Yes, I look down. That's the great Smile, you are in Fes.
This is smiling.
Smile, you are in Fes.
Salam alaikum. Oh, we did not get very far. That was just a shop and a dead end. The feeling that we're getting walking through this part of the old Medina certainly is that it's meant for the tourists. It just feels like every single shop seems to be selling different things, and this morning where we were taken with our guides, we were getting taken through little neighbourhoods that were very niche, so shop after shop after shop was all selling exactly the same things, and I think the locals will go to those areas when there's something specific what they want, whereas here I really do think that it's catered towards us as the tourists, but hey, they're still managing to get a trade because there's a few of us stopping to buy a few bits and pieces as we go.
Voilà, attention. Attention.
Okay, a top tip, if you are trying to get through these souqs quickly, find someone who has got something like a horse and cart or some kind of cart that they're pushing, and as they go through yelling Balak, Balak, get behind them and you can fly through these souqs super quickly. seem to have come into like herbs and spices part of the souk, and the smell is absolutely divine in here.
One with sugar. Yeah.
As you can probably tell, darkness has fallen, and there's one thing that we've been told, which is you want to make sure that you're out of these souks before all of the shops close, because it's the shops that are generating the lights into these alleyways. Once a shop shuts, the light goes off, and once you get to a point where most of them are shut, it becomes pitch black walking through these alleyways. We also got really lucky because when we got to a crossroads and we were trying to work out what might be the fastest way out of here, a really lovely shopkeeper just gave us some directions, and he didn't ask for any money either at the end, which would be warned sometimes if people give directions, they then do expect for you to pay a fee for it. Salam alaikum. We've made it out. We're now just making our way through one of the gates out of the Medina. We're keeping our eyes peeled to see if there's anywhere that we'd like to go and eat, but potentially we're going to hop in some Petit Taxis to head back to the neighbourhood that our hotel's in. We had our sights pinned on a restaurant that we could see from the main road outside of the Medina, but unfortunately we've had to come back into it in order to get to the restaurant. The locals very kindly said, oh, you know, follow me. But I'm now wondering, are we going to have to pay for that service? We will find out. The menu at that place is pretty much identical to what we've all eaten at lunchtime, and we realised that around here, I think all of the restaurants are going to be offering that. And the street food sellers just don't seem to have much in the way of, I guess, sustenance. It feels a little bit more snacky. So I think the plan is we're going to try and get some Petit Taxis. We need to try and convince the taxi drivers to definitely use the meter so that we don't get ripped off. And we're going to try the district around where our hotel is, and hopefully we'll have a little bit more variety to choose from.
So we tried to get a bigger van, I guess, as a taxi, and just so we could fit seven.
Give it 5 minutes.
Yeah. So
No more.
5 minutes earlier. Yeah, so we tried to get a van just because there's 7 of us.
And those
We
are,
showed them
those
where we
are
wanted to go back to the hotel, and I think they quoted us 100, 200 or something like that. When 2 Petit Taxis should just be 40.
Trying to get a taxi is proving to be an absolute nightmare. People are like standing in the middle of the road, they're like chasing after taxis, some are getting sent away. We've managed to get one.
We are going to Hotel Olympic. Marché Central. Yep.
I hopped into the back, Andy was like, you just go, he gave me the hotel key. And then the taxi driver was like, no, I'm not going to take 4 of you, I can only take 3.
Emma, you have to get out.
Oh, no, it's fine. Andy's.
No,
I'll get out. I'll get out.
No, we're gonna go.
He said only 3 people. He won't let me in. 3 of us have managed to leave, but there's still 4 of us, and I don't know, this is right. I think we might have been quicker if we just started walking back to the hotel.
Get my own tuk-tuk.
The taxi situation was such a nightmare. We've just ended up coming into the restaurant right next door to the taxi rank, and we're gonna have some food here, and we're hoping that maybe the rush hour type situation that's just been going on might die down by the time we finished eating.
In the middle?
You see, they all have it.
Things are looking a lot more promising. There is a whole row of taxis all lined up, and also whilst we were eating dinner we did a quick Google search, and it turns out that it is completely illegal for taxi drivers to take 4 passengers. They're only licensed to take 3, given that there was a whole load of police officers all there right next to the taxi rank. It's no wonder why I got kicked out.
Okay.
I answer. If you would like to divide it, I divide it really quick.
Olympique, oui. Ok. Oui. Deux taxis, oui, ok. How much weight is 20? Okay. Hotel Olympic. Yeah. Yeah.
I didn't see your taxi. You just
Taxi.
Who's this guy?
Okay.
Okay.
20.
Okay, how much?
20, okay.
20.
Perfect.
Aye. That's the one.
Shukran.
Absolutely no issues whatsoever with getting into it. So we had been told that the daytime price of using the meter should have been about 15, but they said that if 3 of us were going to get into the taxi, to be prepared to pay probably about 20, just because it's like common decency. We are aware that the price is a little bit more expensive at night time, so I think 20 now is fair play. I don't think we've been overcharged as a result.